to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I'm your host, Phil Mannard.
And I'm your other host, Anthony Hernandez.
So first off, we'll say what episode we're doing today. This is episode 14, I believe.
Yes, the one right before the time travel.
Yeah, that's how Anthony's been counting down the episodes. Episode 15, time travel episode. So this one's the one before that, so it has to be 14. But the episode's titled Fallout, and we get a lot more in-depth on Firestorm, and we get a lot more information for General Eiling, which is awesome because I recently learned his backstory with the DC universe. He's been the voice for Lex Luthor for a lot of the animated series, whether it be the Superman series, a couple of Lego Batman stuff. He's been voice of Lex Luthor for a long time.
That's cool. My biggest disappointment with Lex Luthor in the last year has been that the guy from Breaking Bad is not going to play him.
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That would have been
a
epic.
lot of people were disappointed by that. A lot of people wanted him to be Bryan Cranston.
He'd just be Walter White, but Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He'd just be bald, they'd just take off his glasses, and they'd just be like...
shave off the goatee.
Yeah. That would be tight. I would have loved that, but that's my big Lex Luthor thing for the year.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, Bryan Cranston! It's rumored that he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it." And then they give it to the scrawny little Jesse Eisenberg.
You know why he gave up that role? He gave it up to be on the movie Godzilla, and he was only on it for the first third of the movie.
I know, I saw that movie.
It
wasn't the best, but it was okay.
I'm so upset he did not do that. But what were we on again? I'm sorry.
Oh, we're doing a Flash podcast.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
what we're on.
I forget sometimes.
But a bunch of huge stuff came out in this episode, and Anthony came up with an idea. We'll point it out later in the episode, but Anthony caught an Easter egg that no one else in anywhere on the internet or anywhere that I found has ever seen before.
This will be the first anyone will hear of this Easter egg,
and we will do it. We will do it during the podcast when a scene comes up, but Anthony will bring it up, and they say the number a couple times in the episode, and that's when we'll talk about it.
I brought up the number could mean something, and Phil looked it up, and we found some interesting information.
We found out that it did mean something, and it was insane.
Yeah, the guy here who forgets characters' names, I found
Yeah, he got it. High five, man.
It had to be quiet for the podcast.
Yeah, so we just fist bumped it instead. So that was. We got a couple emails in this week from our M&M crew, Mel and Mark. First, I don't know if that's a good nickname for him. What do you think?
What's Hannon, Mal?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, we didn't even say we were on the news. We got to be on the news for a special interview, and we'll be throwing the audio track down for that interview at the end of the episode this week. Hopefully, if I can get the software down.
Yeah, it took a while to get the footage so we can actually have it to edit it because it was on the Good Day site. Yeah, it wasn't like a YouTube video, but we got it now.
For those of you who couldn't see it or couldn't get to it in time or whatever, we're gonna put the audio from it at the end of the episode so that people can check it out. But let me read this first email we got from Mel Jones. Hey Phil and Anthony, what an awesome show this week. I agree. They really turned up the drama on the show. Enjoyed the tension between Ronnie and Professor Sign. Now it looks like Barry will be going back in time to save his mother. Will he catch Dr. Wells in the act or find some sinister version of himself from another future? Or both? Will Barry die and set off a crisis, or will he save his mom and set off a chain of events that led to Flashpoint? I believe it will set off a series of events that will lead us to a season finale. I also had a few theories about Dr. Wells. He is another lesser-known character from the Flash universe, like Cobalt Blue or the crime syndicate member Johnny Quick. I also thought that maybe he is Eddie's grandson from the future, and maybe he needs the tachyons and the Speedforce to hold himself together and traveling back in time. Now I'm going to take a break between the two paragraphs that Mel sent us real quick to do a quick discussion. We'll do a discussion on all that. We believe that the time where he goes back to stop his mom from dying, that's going to be the season finale. We know that the next episode that's going to be is him going back to possibly the first episode to stop the events that happened there. Or it's his first time going back in time.
This time travel isn't the Save Your Mom one.
Yeah.
This is the Groundhog Day episode.
Yeah, he can't go back in time that much. He can't. This is the first time he's doing it, so he can't go that far back. He can probably only go just a little bit as of right now. So I see him going back a couple weeks.
Yeah, what was it?
Or months.
We've been talking about a little bit how they take for aspects of every Flash, and I know Wally West had full control of where he can go in time.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Nice. Unlike Barry Allen was the one who first did it, but Wally West is the one who perfected it.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know if they're going to take that aspect and throw it into our Barry Allen, but this episode upcoming is not the Mother one. It's going to be the Groundhog one, where he's just repeating the same day over and over. Yeah.
And he's probably going to do it for himself. He's probably going back in time and then fails, then goes back in time again, fails, goes back. Like, that's how I see it happening.
It's good practice.
Yeah. He needs to practice if he's going to go back. How many years? 15?
Yeah. So, what did Mel here say? He
said that Wells could be Johnny Quick or Cobalt Blue. Now, if I believe correctly, I'm probably wrong, so I'm going to say both of my theories that I think on that. Cobalt Blue is the evil twin of Barry Allen. You know, that series back then when evil twins were a normal thing.
Yeah, they thought that his brother was a stillbirth when he wasn't. And was it 2 weeks later, Barry, of course, being late always, 2 weeks later was born.
Exactly. So that was a play on him one day being who he is.
Yeah. See, Phil right now, I just impressed him because he didn't think I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't truly know who Cobalt Blue was. I knew that he was like Evil Barry or something from the future. But I'm proud of you, Anthony. Yeah. You're always there. Now, Johnny Quick. Do you know who Johnny Quick is? Or I know this one?
I do not know this one.
Ha! I'm beating Anthony now. Johnny Quick is the Crisis on Infinite Earth series. Johnny Quick was the Flash on another Earth, but he was like an evil version of the Flash.
He was kind of like a Professor Zoom type Flash.
Yeah,
but
sort of.
He wore the Flash costume.
Kinda. It was a different look, but it was still red. It was like a red look with like a yellow. It looked a lot like Shazam's outfit. It looked a lot like his outfit, kinda.
That's cool.
If I'm not mistaken, please, angry fan nerds, please don't be angry at me if I'm getting this wrong. Okay, back to the email that Mel sent us. The ending of the show was awesome. We finally get to see a glimpse of Wells in the suit while he feeds General Eiling to Grodd. I did not read this part of the email, FYI, everyone first. It left me kind of thrilled and leery about how they treat Grodd. Will he be a super intelligent ape turned super criminal, or will he be like King Kong? I feel kind of excited and ambivalent about both. Sorry, never heard of that word before. I'll look it up in a moment. But now that we have seen characters like General Eiling and Plastique, it also makes me wonder how long it will be till we get Captain Atom makes an appearance on the show. I guess we'll find out soon. Have a good show, guys. Enjoy seeing your TV interview. Thanks for the shout out, guys. Mel. So Mel's referring back to that interview that we talked about earlier, how we shout out to him because he's been there always.
More like I just abruptly what's hand and Mel to everybody.
Yeah. So to the whole county watches the show.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't sure what's his name. I always want to call him Tony Stark, and I feel bad about Cody Stark. Cody Stark, if you're listening,
close enough to Tony Stark.
I relate you to Iron Man. That is a compliment. But I wasn't sure that if he actually listened to the podcast, and then he told us he did, so I knew he would totally get that reference if I said it.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, I don't know if many people listening right now are, because we just gained a lot of new followers this week due to us being on the TV. And I know we're already... I can't tell how far we are into the episode. How far does it say right now?
Let's see here. Phil's getting glasses soon,
so I can't really see.
We are almost 10 minutes into the podcast.
And we haven't told our new followers... spoiler alert! We do spoil a lot of stuff that happens in the show ahead of time. We're assuming you all watched the episode before you listen to us.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird if you looked up a Flash podcast on an episode you've never seen, but if you did, you should stop now and watch the episode before we spoil everything.
Yeah.
And we'd like to also thank all the new listeners that we received.
Yeah, we gained 20 or more, and it was amazing to have so many new people join us.
It could be more than that just for people who listen and just don't commit to the page.
Yeah, that's amazing is everyone who just listens to us. Even if you aren't following us on Facebook or Twitter, we're just glad we have people who out there who listen to us, and to all of our followers in Australia. Hello, we have a lot of followers in Australia. I've learned.
That's cool.
I know, right?
I can dig
Australia's
that.
awesome.
Didn't we have a second email we wanted to read?
Oh yeah, now you get to read an email. We got 2 emails this week, everyone. Can you read all that?
I'll try.
This one is from Mark.
All right, so Mark knows what I gotta read now. So, hi Phil and Anthony. Mark Monaghan here to delete. Is it to delve deep?
To delve.
To delve?
Delve deep.
I'm sorry, I'm a bad reader.
You want me to read it?
No.
Okay.
To delve deep into all the holy crow moments.
Cow.
Oh, wow.
Do you want me to zoom this in?
I think I'm illiterate.
Here, let me flip the phone.
Zoom in to this. All right.
Is that better to see now, or does that make it worse?
All right. So, holy cow moments from this week's Flash. All right, let's jump right into it. So, Mark has bullet pointed things.
Which we will talk in between each bullet point about what he talks about.
So, number 1, Robbie Amell. I have to give credit to his performance in this episode and the one before it. He really showed that the acting chops in the family don't just go to Steven. His portrayal of Professor Stein and Ronnie, I think that was a typo, was completely different, as he did a great job.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know and couldn't tell by the face, if you watch Arrow, the main actor on that show, his name is Stephen Amell. I'm currently wearing my Stephen Amell shirt right now. And he is the cousin of Robbie Amell, who is Firestorm.
Phil brings it up constantly when we're watching.
Yeah.
I always forget, though, so it's fair.
You can totally see it, like, if you think about it, yeah.
All right, so number 2, and this one I could elaborate on a lot. Time travel.
Anthony's the expert between us on that.
Back to the Future was my favorite movie growing up. So, time travel. We knew it was coming, but the discussion of different theories of time travel with the appropriate pop culture films to hammer the idea home was great. So, the idea between the 2 films that they were talking about were the Terminator and the Back to the Future theory. The Terminator theory means that if you travel back in time, you're a point of history. So no matter what you change, you're there and you're existing. So like in the Terminator movies, no matter what the Terminator did, he was an android in that present time, and nothing could get rid of him besides destroying him. So that's the idea. Barry travels back in time, saves his mom. Barry Allen, as we know, still exists, but the timeline has changed. But because he's there for the time change, he still exists. Whether or not he goes to the future or lives another 10 years, that's his call. And then the Back to the Future theory is he changes time and then he ceases to exist because he changed the timeline.
Yeah.
But all right. Number 3, Firestorm complete. Love that Firestorm ended up fusing together the way they are in the comics. Although I was disappointed we didn't see a intangible Professor Stein, so the floating head. Oh yeah, head floating next to Robbie, but maybe in the future, lol.
Yeah, we talked about that when we were watching the episode just a little bit ago, that we feel that it's too soon to bring in Ghost Head Stein, because first off, you got to give the feel. I see when Ronnie makes his return on the show that they'll have the floating Ghost Head Stein with him that time, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, a voice is much easier than a projection of Stein. So
yeah,
they're just learning their abilities. It makes sense.
It makes sense because what they're doing for right now was they're showing that he can hear Stein, but when they bring him back, they'll show that he. I mean, if they showed Ghost Head Stein now, it would confuse a lot of the audience. They would be wondering why is like the Stein's head just floating there. They wouldn't understand it. They need the backstory first for it.
Yeah, I think
that's what I think.
They're going to develop Firestorm more. They committed too much time on him to not, continue to develop him.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Cisco's line to Ronnie after Ronnie remarked about a meta that turns into mist being trapped under Star Labs. Ronnie, wait, what?
Wait, really?
Oh, wait, really? Cisco's line, dude, that was like week 3. Best line of the show.
Yeah, that was awesome because that was the 3rd week of the show.
It's like a lot of references to that this is a show were put in this episode.
Yeah, like when he said, oh, this person, what was it? people on fire. Oh, it's just another Tuesday for us. Or when Iris came over to the house later in the episode, she's like, oh, I come over every Tuesday. What's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, for real, there was a lot this episode. I like it though when they do it.
Well, in the
breaking the fourth wall, that's it.
Yeah, in the crossover episode when Caitlin's asked Felicity how often does Oliver use the salmon ladder, she's like
every Tuesday,
every Wednesday.
Oh, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I always get irritated because I look for like the Flash like on Tuesdays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and then it's like I'm wondering where Arrow is because I forget.
Yeah, it's the next day.
Yeah. All right, number 5, General Eiling and his wonderful toys. Okay, the grenades were cool, but seriously, he tricked them twice with the same move. Flash and Firestorm both need to do some training.
Yeah, a little bit. I did make a joke. I'll make the joke later in the episode. But yeah, he had a lot of stuff like he knew ahead of time about everything, which I know he got all the information about these. Like he knows a lot about the Flash and he knows a lot about Firestorm, but he did seem like he knew too much to know what their weaknesses were. And it did seem a little irritating.
Yeah, and we talked about this before. I said Barry would be unstoppable if he trained to the level of Oliver, but with his super speed.
Yeah.
Because he's relatively kind of like just useless without his powers right now.
Yeah, Flash? Yeah, definitely.
All right, so there's 7 of these, by the way, and we're on number 6.
We're almost done.
All right, the ending. So Wells is the reverse Flash, but which reverse Flash is he? Solomon? Thawne? Does I say it right? Thawne?
Thwayne.
I always say it wrong.
I don't know. It's one of those. Right. You might have said it correctly.
Yeah. Barry from the future, or my favorite idea, an alternative Wally West from an alternate timeline. Guess we'll find out in 3 weeks.
Doubt it. We'll find out probably is at the season finale, like we said.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I had a theory that maybe the
Wells.
I want to call him West. All right, the Wells that we see now is actually like Barry's mom's death Wells. I'm wondering if he travels back in time and he chooses to stay because earlier this season they said that was the time that Wells first appeared.
Yeah, it was around that time.
That would make the particle accelerator that exploded his second attempt.
Yeah.
So I mean that could be thrown in. I don't know how they're going to do it. It'd be crazy.
It's gonna hurt a lot of heads.
Yeah, we're here to ease the tension in your head.
There's gonna be a lot of paradoxes here, hence Flashpoint paradox.
All right.
And
so
finally
number 7. At 7 and last but not least, Grodd.
Grodd, definitely.
Grodd with a lot of explanation points.
Yeah.
All right. He looked great, real and scary, and it seems that his telepathy how he communicates instead of having to speak. My question is, we'll see him this season or just tease like this till season 2. Well, that's all for now. Wish that the 3-week break was over already. Keep up good work, and I will see you in the Speedforce.
Okay. So, yeah, Grodd was intense and seemed like a tiny little mini version of Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yeah, I'm still on the whole, like, you need to, like, check out Planet of the Apes thoroughly, but, like, he's a lot like the Planet of the Apes.
Really?
Yeah. He's like a mix of both the villain and the good guy. Monkeys.
Okay.
Was it Caesar and Cobalt or whatever his name is?
Is this from the newest one?
Newest one.
Oh, I didn't see the newest one. I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't see the newest one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't see that.
Yeah, but watch it and you'll see a lot of similarities. I think they drew from that to put him in this.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that was the best place to draw from a monkey that can talk.
Yeah.
Like, well, he's an ape or gorilla, so I guess he's a different type of...
Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Don't go into that, man.
All right, so I think we should get started on the episode.
No, we're not that
We're
far
like 18 minutes into the podcast.
Welcome, new followers. We do this. We like to talk to our fans. That's the thing.
So we're going to start the episode.
I'll be starting it right now. And we're getting the whole intro to the show right now, as we usually do at the beginning.
Barry, fastest man alive, taxi, mom dies.
See Barry in the vortex. What is it that I wanted to say?
Particle accelerator exploding.
Oh, yeah, I want to let new followers know, for all of you out there who listen, we don't have commercials. So if you have commercials and we're still talking, you may want to pause us while you go through your commercials.
Yeah, second commercial hits, hit pause on the podcast. Skip the commercial.
We're on iTunes right now with the episode.
So they're talking about previously on The Flash.
Previously on The Flash.
Cisco and Joe, they work together. future. The end of the episode, it'll go start.
Yeah.
Like super quick.
So they're going through all this stuff about how there were 2 speedsters, and now they're going through Martin Stein and Ronnie Raymond have fused bodies, and then they go kaboom, and then we get to normal time right here with the current episode.
Yeah, right away, like, they totally, like, Barry's suit is amazing. Like, first of all, he could wear it while he runs at super speeds, but also it's got a mic, and apparently it has a nuclear, what's it called?
I don't know, but it also has a camera in the...
Yeah, there's a camera.
Yeah, it has a camera.
But
they talk about it here in a second.
What they call it? It could pick up, like, nuclear radiation.
Yeah, it can pick up radiation and everything.
And, like, say if it's safe or not. A nuclear explosion? No telling how much radiation we're exposed to. And he's like, nope, the suit's not picking up any. Oh, the Geiger meter in the suit?
Okay.
I don't know where they're fitting all this stuff.
We're not scientists here, FYI.
That suit looks kind of tight. Like, yeah. I don't know where they're fitting all these gadgets, but...
Well, what was Cisco's introduction is, oh, she's the one that scans the biometrics. I'm the one that makes the toys.
For real. It's like, Dr. Snow is his doctor. Cisco is not.
That's why he never calls him Dr. Ramon. He calls the other one Dr. Caitlin and Dr. Snow. But it's never Dr. Cisco. I give him a PhD.
So, Ronnie basically... exploded, and it did separate the two.
Yeah, his shirt's all shredded like he's the Hulk.
So somehow Ronnie kept a shirt and Professor Stein kept the jacket.
Yeah.
All honesty, one should be nude. But this is
just like Hulk falling out of the air.
Yeah, it's like somehow he keeps his shorts.
Yeah,
every time.
Well, in Avengers, the janitor was saying that he didn't.
I guess the Hulk is a boxer man.
So.
Back to PG.
Yeah. No, because that's a different shirt that Ronnie's wearing.
I wonder if that's the one he was wearing while he's in the particle accelerator.
It might have been, because I know he was wearing like fancy clothing for when he went kaboom.
We don't do Fashion Week here, so we really didn't pay attention to what he was wearing.
We don't care about the clothes. The only clothes we know is Cisco's.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I didn't catch what he was wearing now, but I know later in the episode he wears a Mario Bros shirt. Like the old school Mario Bros and is hitting the mushroom.
Oh, Mario Brothers?
In the first level. Yeah. I saw that, but I don't know what he's wearing now. It's some intricate design.
Yeah, it's like an engine being built or something. I don't know.
I like that shirt. That's a cool shirt.
Yeah, he's worn it a couple times on the show. We get different shirts. Jeez.
So Wells says to Ronnie that he kept him alive. I'm assuming that's because he got they closed the door.
Yeah.
That kept Wells alive.
Yeah, that's the only reason he's alive. Everyone else should be dead.
Yeah, Stein straight breaks the happy moment here, saying, like, you're going to do some kumbaya.
Yeah, I don't like Stein in this episode. He's kind of rude a lot of the time.
Dude, I'd be irritated too if I was homeless for months, stuck in a young man's body, then got basically catapulted back into old age. I'd be like, I wouldn't be in a
he's
good
fallen.
mood.
But he can't get up.
Yeah. So we get, what was it?
General Eiling.
I always want to call him Eli for some reason.
Why not?
I don't know why. It's just his name.
Call him what you want.
It starts with the E, so I want to say Eli. But Eiling. Somehow he knows that Firestorm is
100.6 is what his temperature is right now. And I think we'll do it later. Because right now it isn't actually 106.
That's what it was before. No, it's always been 100.6, dude.
Oh, I thought you said it was. I thought you said it went
100.6.
100.6?
Yeah, it was 100.6.
I thought it was later, like 106.
106. Well,
we'll talk about it later.
Either way, it makes a big reference. Whether it's one or the other.
And that's the reference. We'll get to that in a moment.
Same as Ronnie, 100.6.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, loyal podcasters.
We'll do it at the end, pretty much, is when it happens. Near the end-ish, when they're doing the weather or that. Yeah, so...
I kind of like how Ronnie and Stein kind of finally get this moment to talk over what had happened to them.
And they're just so, I hate you. No, I hate you. No, you're worse.
It's like, you kept us alive. We were living under a bridge eating garbage.
I did not want that.
Oh, Cisco's wearing the Mario Bros shirt. It's on a retro TV. And then it's Mario Bros. TV. Yeah, it's like a retro TV with knobs.
I only saw the retro TV. I didn't see what was in the TV, though.
And on the screen's Mario Bros.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Stein's basically saying that my mind kept us alive because you would have been scared and terrified with these superpowers. You would have went after Caitlin and caused a bunch of problems.
You would have caused everyone to be dead.
Being homeless and eating garbage was the scientific approach.
Ow.
So we get Ronnie here saying, I need some pizza.
Yeah.
We all need some pizza.
I'm really considering getting pizza after this episode right now. I'm not even kidding.
So right now Barry's saying goodbye to Stein. I see this like chemistry between Barry and Stein.
Yeah, because they're both geniuses.
But it's like they're both real cool with each other. Stein's never been really messed up to Barry.
You know what we don't get at all in this episode? I just realized they never go to the precinct.
Oh yeah, they don't.
They don't even have like
they have a jitters
someone
moment
on the phone. Yeah, they have a jitters moment, but they never go to the police station.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do?
Really short. When Joe says your phone's broken. And he's like, you're not picking up your calls. And he's like, well, I want to talk to you about something else. And then they head directly to Barry's old house.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very short, but it's in Barry's lap.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now, basically, they're leaving Stein with his wife. Like, happy ending for Stein.
Yeah.
So we think.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we are here at the precinct. I thought they didn't even go here at all.
Yeah, it's right here. It's just in Barry's lab. And then he's like, hey, I don't want to talk to you about the whole nuclear explosion outside the city. That's not important right now. We should go to your old house and investigate a murder that happened how long ago?
15 years ago.
15 years ago.
He seriously needs to get a hold on the date that it happened, because every time they talk about it, he changes the date. Like back in Arrow, he said it was 13 years ago. Then when the series started, it was 14, and then now it's 15.
He keeps track of time with these things going on.
It's probably more so because that's the amount of time that's passed.
I don't even remember what happened 2 years ago.
What happened 2 years ago? 2015?
That's not now. So.
I don't know. Who cares? That's in the past.
So
now it's about now.
So do you know what I think is weird? How nonchalant every character is about the fact that a nuclear like blast just went off outside their city.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean.
You know what's interesting is they're inside Sherry's house, but she's nowhere to be seen.
No, she's still at the movie. She's been there for 2 days. They established this. She was going to go watch a movie.
Okay.
And for some reason, she does not go into her dining room and
there's
touch
so
stuff.
many movies in the Oscar that are nominated for the Oscar. She just has to see them all right now.
Yeah, it's like, don't you think she would notice like a 3D like hologram projector in the middle of her dining room with her glass mirror taken apart?
Yeah. Well, technically, it wasn't her glass mirror; it was Barry's.
She bought it in the auction. So,
oh, true.
But yeah, so right now Joe's telling Barry, "Hey, look, this is what me and Cisco figured out. There's blood on the wall. It's yours from when you were an adult."
Yeah.
And that just like rings like a bell in Barry's head. Like, what? Time travel?
He's like, "No, I wasn't injured at all. I was like taken away."
It's like I remember that night really well.
It goes through my mind every time I'm about to sleep.
It's like it's the only thing that happened in my childhood because I really don't talk about anything else.
Well, Joe did teach him to fight as a kid, and then he got bullied a lot.
I want to hear about him reading Space Ghost. They never talked about that.
Did I tell you that the voice actor died recently?
Aww.
I'm sorry.
You know, funny fact, Barry Allen, The Flash, in the comics, he actually read Jay Garrick's comics.
Huh.
And when he got the ability of super speed, he took the idea from Jay Garrick, The Flash, and became...
That makes so much sense. Oh,
except in a different suit, obviously.
Yeah. Here comes Anthony's favorite part of the episode.
But I actually traveled through time. So,
for those of you out there who know, I love Lord Mesa's artwork. He's incredible. He actually did a reference joke to Back to the Future with Wells and Flash as McFly and Doc Brown.
Yeah, I was like
Doc
waiting.
Brown.
Yeah, so they just straight make like a Terminator and Back to the Future reference. We talked about it earlier in the email, but just to say it once more.
Yeah, Joe doesn't understand like all this science stuff so Cisco has to bring in like movies that they've seen.
So in short, Terminator, you still exist if you change time. Back to the Future, you don't. So that's the two methods they're talking about. Is time malleable, or is it set in stone, or is it you can enter it but change it and stay on the same timeline?
Yeah. And as we all know, Wells is not from this time. So we don't know if he's... Yeah. We think he's from the future.
He knows time travel is possible.
Yeah, that's when they said, is time travel possible? He's like, certainly is.
He kind of didn't even pause. He's like, yes.
Yes, it is. It is possible. Because, World Series 19, all that.
So they
I know
Ghostbuster
who's going to win
references.
In the future.
Ghostbuster, Terminator, and Back to the Future. 3 movies they brought up in this show so far.
Yeah. This is a great nerd show, right?
They got to bring up Star Wars at one point.
Yeah.
And then
how are they going to fit that in, though?
Barry goes to space.
Dude, didn't you say, like, last episode, his power, his weakness is being in the air?
Yeah. That's pretty much the Flash's biggest flaw.
That and metal sea urchins, we've learned this episode.
Yeah, he can't fly, and metal sea urchins.
Really bad for him.
So right now, this is actually a big episode for Iris, because it's the first time that she's questioning what Star Labs is doing, and is the Flash involved, and was that particle accelerator really an accident, or does it have some sort of sinister purpose behind it?
Yeah, because Wells is evil. We all know he's evil.
Like, we're finally getting more people besides Joe questioning Wells, which is cool.
This is like the worst, like, incentive. I need you to do some evil stuff. Here's a Danish.
I don't know, man. A Danish could cause wars now, if that's the case.
Yeah, true.
So right now they're talking to Stein.
She just called him Harry.
Oh. What's her name? What is Stein's wife's name?
Kathleen, I think?
I did not know she knew that Barry was the Flash.
Well,
I got
with
a hint,
all this stuff going on, it's kind of like she has to know.
Yeah, so...
Like, she knows her husband is Firestorm, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, I can see, it just seems like lately they've been revealing the Flash's identity, but not making it completely noticeable to the fan.
Like, no one cares, sort of
It's
thing.
nonchalant, like, oh, certain people can know.
Yeah,
It's
like,
alright.
he's not like Oliver first season when someone finds out a secret, unless he wanted them to know, then he has to break their neck.
Yeah, so right now, Stein wants pizza. He never likes pizza. It's the first time they're hinting at that they're truly still connected mentally.
Oh, I'm so getting pizza after this. Really need it. So, Professor Stein is just digging into this pizza, like, straight out of the box, not even, like, setting it on a table.
So apparently in 1990, Stein wrote an article about time travel. And now he's just going to explain, yeah, I did the math right now while I was sitting here. He said 25 years ago.
Nice.
Assuming that they're in 2015, which I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, that's what they've said a couple times.
Yeah, so that'd be 1990, 3 years before this young man popped into the world.
Good for you. 4 for me.
4, yeah. So they're saying time travel is possible. For the second time, they're confirming time travel is possible.
Yeah, because Stein's written so many papers on it.
Yeah, so Stein's theory of time travel is a bit difficult to understand. He's saying that, like, it's like a highway and we're on the on-ramp. But,
I can understand it. It makes sense.
It's a weird analogy, though. Like, we're on the on-ramp, but he's like, basically to travel in time, you have to leave the on-ramp and go onto the highway.
Yeah, truthfully, yeah. But it's hard to get onto that on-ramp if your transmission is terrible.
And then get off another, basically getting off another on-ramp would mean that on an off-ramp would mean you're in a different time. Yeah.
So you need to have, like, a Tesla-powered, like, transmission to get onto it.
You need the Speedforce.
Exactly. You need your car to be able to hit that speed.
But I kind of like how Stein breaks it down for Barry and the audience too, that he says in a future date you actually move so fast that the resulting kinetic energy buildup smashes a hole in the space-time continuum, which kind of sounds like Doc Brown a little.
Yeah,
right there.
For those of you who don't get the punch a hole sort of thing, that is a reference to New 52. It was created when Superboy punched a hole in the universe, pretty much.
Nice.
He had a tantrum, punched a hole, and then everyone's life changed. People were raised from the dead, people died.
I'm wondering if they're going to do I get they're going to have a season finale, but I'm wondering if they're going to put this off longer, because they can, truly. They didn't give an exact date or time he sees his mom.
Truthfully, yeah. But that's the sort of thing that we said from the very first episode, that we feel that it's going to go to the season finale is when it's finally going to happen.
Like, I would be satisfied even if they ended the season with Grodd.
Yeah.
Like, I would be fine with that. And then in second season, they're probably going to go back to the time travel stuff. But, I want to see it sooner than later.
Yeah, I see the Grodd happening mid-season finale. Like, not the season finale, but the episode right before it. Just to say that, oh, they can't top this, and then they top it with the next episode. Sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot. They've just been topping each episode over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's great for the series. But right now, we've been talking over this part, but basically Caitlin's just catching Ronnie up completely about the events have gone down. And now Ronnie's like, we should leave together. We don't need to be here anymore. It took a heck of years of our lives.
Yeah.
But Caitlin likes working with the Flash.
Yeah, it gives her life just happiness, and she got to go karaoke.
Right now, Ronnie's got a laser pointed at him, so it's kind of. I thought it was a sniper at first, but it's like a trank gun.
And then so they're trying to escape right now, and Stein is feeling a heart attack pretty much because of what's happening for Ronnie.
Well, he says he feels terrified. So I know where he went from fine to terrified while drinking like some liquor.
I thought it was just some water.
I don't know what it was like in a glass like that, and it just fell and broke. Like he just went from cool to terrified in a second.
It was just clear, so I thought it was water. But with this whole thing of them knowing how each other feels and where each other are at, is this how twins feel? Because I've always wondered that.
I mean, not for sure. I mean, we know twin. Well, technically not twins. We know a
set of twins.
Yeah, a set of twins. Twins implies that there's two sets of twins.
Yeah, I think. But we know twin.
But yeah, it's like that. Basically, just telepathy. Their brain they haven't said this yet in the episode, but their brain waves are in sync, so thereby they could communicate telepathically. It's kind of like how Grodd works, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wonder if he has to match your length, your brain wave.
Like saying that you have like a walkie-talkie and saying that they're on two different frequencies.
Here's all the
the metal sea urchins.
I want to call them metal spikes. Like,
is this from the comics?
Stings, doesn't it? Yeah, one of those developed especially for you. Micro fragments attached to kinetic energy. They never say sea urchins, bro.
They say it later.
They say it later?
Yeah.
Well, basically what these things do is you throw it up, spikes go everywhere, but they're like a magnet. They go straight for kinetic energy, and who has more of it than anybody in the world? The Flash.
Who can be kinetic.
Yeah, so they all just pointy right in it.
By the way, we just skipped over the part where Ronnie just punched the general in the face.
It was a clean punch.
Yeah, it was just a straight hit.
Kind of deserves it. Ruined their dinner.
Yeah, truthfully.
Barry did not deserve a million little spikes in him. Oh yeah, they say sea urchin right there. It's like when I stepped on a sea urchin.
I love it. Don't pee on me.
That's just a myth. That would hurt so bad.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's been a lot of painful stuff in this show, but this is the worst because he has regenerative healing.
So yeah, he's healing with the spike.
He's healing with it in, so them taking it out is even more painful.
It's like literally, and they're not even like reacting severely to it. It's like they're taking their time. They're having a conversation. It's like, nah. If I was Barry,
like, dude,
pull these
get
out.
These out. I don't like him in me.
I want all of you to have a pair of tweezers in your hand right now.
And just start yanking.
So here's the part where they say their brain waves are in sync perfectly, which is impossible.
Yeah.
It's like a fingerprint. Everyone's different. You're looking at your finger.
I'm looking at yours
yes,
too. Yeah, ours are different. It's weird. We're like snowflakes.
It's like it's like we can't commit a crime and blame someone else.
Oh, the week 3 thing, that was great.
Oh, what's it say? The temperature?
I don't know if it says it right here. It's later when Stein is in the bunker.
Oh, yeah,
and,
your temperatures.
Yeah. And then they bring it up, and that's when you told me to look that
you should look up. Yeah, I bet you it's something interesting.
Yeah.
And it was.
It's like so cool that we caught it. We're so happy and proud.
First to figure it out.
Yeah. We're on top of things.
Proud moment for the Speedforce. So, let's see here.
Just celebrating over here, sorry.
Yeah, we're just having a little celebration.
And we talked about how they said that taking this sort of stuff on is just like another Tuesday for us.
Yeah, another like breaking the fourth wall reference.
Yeah, dude, seriously, watch the series finale of 2.5 Men. They just destroyed the fourth wall the whole episode.
All right, I'll do my best.
It was like Deadpool, dude.
So right now, Ronnie just gets introduced to Joe, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the dead fiance."
And then he just hands him a beer.
Here's another Tuesday reference. It's Iris, what are you doing here? It's Tuesday. I'm making dinner.
I make dinner every Tuesday. Like, if that's true, maybe this is why we never see her at her apartment with Eddie, which we don't see Eddie at all in this episode.
I still don't like Iris that much.
Neither do I. Not as much. I don't like Eddie more, though.
It's like it's always all about Iris when Iris is in the scene.
Yeah.
Even right now, it's all about Iris.
Like, everyone is turned to her. Like, there's no... Some people turn to another person. Everyone's just turned to her.
Yeah, they basically say Ronnie is Caitlin's cousin, which I feel is going to cause a kind of a problem later if they kiss in front of her by accident.
Kissing cousins, I thought that was a thing.
Totally plausible thing to happen in front of Iris. It's like...
But, you know, Ronnie
everyone eats at
leaves
Jitters, like...
Yeah, true.
To be at Jitters, and it's like, oh, what are you doing here?
Just hanging out with my cousin.
So right now, we get a big thing here, that Eileen. I I can't say it. Oh my god.
There's a G at the end, dude.
Yeah. Well, he knows that Barry Allen is the Flash, and he knows that Wells is working with him.
Which, at first, we all thought this was just an accident with the editing of the show when he took his mask off. We thought that was just an editing error, but turns out it wasn't.
Yeah,
or
when
either,
Plastique died.
or maybe it was, and they just had to reprimand that.
Yeah, well, basically, Barry gave up his identity in the first episode.
Because they listened to our
the first or second.
No, that was episode 4.
It wasn't. It was real early.
Episode 4, I believe, was the Plastique episode. See, I know every episode of season 1 of Arrow by heart because I've seen it so much, and Flash, I'm still learning.
I see. Well, right now he's saying, give up Firestorm, or we're going to have to basically take him.
Yeah.
And Wells is a smart guy. Like, he's like, it's much easier just to... What was it? It's what they called it. In World War II, they called it appeasement.
Yeah.
It's basically that. Just give up Stein to save everyone else.
Give up Stein and Ronnie. Isn't that what he wants, is both of them?
Yeah, he wants both of them, but he wants Stein. I mean, Wells is rationalizing that Stein knows the Firestorm project, and he is half a Firestorm.
Yeah.
So that way he can keep Ronnie for Caitlin, probably.
True.
Wells plays favorites.
I know, right?
So right now, we get...
his favorite was Barry.
Joe moments. We always get these Joe moments with Barry, like every episode.
His favorite was Barry before Barry even was struck by lightning.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. The whole particle blow up thing was because he wanted Barry to be his best friend.
You my best friend.
I see that song right now, too.
I was like thinking about it. But it's like, right now Joe's just giving that heart-to-heart, I'm your guardian, I'm trying to protect you from heartbreak.
With, like, the nice lighting like they do every episode with this scene.
Yeah. So let's see here, he's like...
There's no, what's her name? We never got to see his girlfriend this episode.
Yeah, she was just a no-show this episode, for sure.
Yeah, but we got to see her job.
Yeah. Which she wasn't at for some
Mainly
reason.
because Barry's adopted sister or whatever works there. I don't know what we call her. Iris, I think that's her name.
So right now, Barry questions Joe because he's still suspicious of Dr. Wells. And Barry, in his mind, Wells is a complete ally in every sense of the way. Well, to be honest, Wells saved his life a few episodes ago.
True.
He could have let Barry die.
True, but...
That's why I'm starting to think this might be post-killing Barry's mom Wells. Well, pre-killing Barry's mom Wells. Because he's trying to save Barry.
No, because remember the episode where we had the man in the yellow mask? Or the man in the yellow suit or whatever. He was saying that he did kill Barry's mom. And that it's his destiny for him and the Flash to fight for ever.
Dang. Yeah, they did say that. I forgot about it.
So he can't be a
But he has to go back in time.
Dead mom. True.
Oh, wait, that technically, no, he doesn't. Because if Barry goes back in time, it'll be the Wells from that time period, not this one. So Wells already has knowledge of future events that Barry's... So he probably knows when Barry's going to go back in time exactly.
Yeah, and we can't really delve too much into it, or else it's going to hurt our heads so much. We're just going to have to wait for the season finale to talk about that a lot more.
So if you want to see a movie to totally get you all in the time travel mood, I like Back to the Future, and I really like The Terminator, but the best movie to watch to understand real time travel and its effects is The Butterfly Effect, and it's the first one. Don't watch any of the others.
Oh, the one with, what's his name?
But they really dive deep into what happens if you do change time and what events, the ripple effects that happen.
Yeah, my favorite, I forget what his name, John Ratzenberg, I think that's the author.
We get Wells right here, just so we don't completely talk over it. Wells just tricked Professor Stein and basically drugged him.
He straight up drugged him. Like, I think we learned this... What have we learned from the last couple weeks of, like, Arrow and this show is don't drink after a toast. It's poisoned.
I would love it if Wells and Merlin for some reason meet up at one point and they just have a moment, like
just like evil, like hand holding and skipping through a field of like dead bodies. Or
it's
whatever.
like, you guys always have an agenda, like,
and they always appear out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like Wells just rolls up out of nowhere, and Merlin, we think he has teleportation because he just shows up all the time.
I mean, this week's Arrow, Merlin just straight out let out Slade.
Yeah.
And in this episode, Wells straight gives up Dr. Stein, like, just surrenders him.
They have plans. They aren't evil.
But I'm surprised Stein never said anything.
I know. I just thought about that. I thought about that when I watched the episode later. Why doesn't he say anything?
They have a moment, like a legitimate moment where he could have said, hey, wasn't it weird that I was drinking with you and then I passed out and woke up in the general's like,
oh,
dungeon?
You can't handle your liquor.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like, what rational did he...
It reminds me of that. You played Skyrim?
Nah, not that much. I know what it is.
Well, there's a thing where you...
Here's an important part here.
Okay. I'll talk in a second.
Iris discovers that the picture of the Burning Man looks an awful lot like Sam, the new cousin of Caitlin, a.k.a. Ronnie.
Yeah. I totally forgot that they called him Sam.
Yeah. I thought it was weird that they just stuck with Sam.
In Skyrim, there's an area where you can get a drinking contest with another person, and if you drink too much, you, like, end up on the other side of the map, like, 2 weeks later, and, like, all this, like, crazy stuff has happened because of it. So that's probably what Wells is going to say happened.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you were just fused for real long, your body's weird, you passed out.
Couldn't handle that liquor.
PG, Phil. PG.
I didn't say anything bad. Oh, here we go.
All right. She's in the way. But they're about to say the temperature.
Yeah, which is, I believe, 106. Now we can finally tell you our secret Easter egg, since nothing important's going on
I want to see if it's 106 or... Yeah, it's still 100.6.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it said it on the monitor. But still,
I thought they say 106 right here, though, personally. But what the Easter egg, though, is that Anthony said, look up that issue. So I just jumped onto the internet and looked up Flash issue 106. And in it, that is the first appearance of Grodd. Like, the first ever comic book appearance that we ever get of him. And the issue is called Menace of the Super Intelligent Gorilla, I think it is.
Which totally
and on the cover, we had the Pied Piper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, the Pied Piper and Grodd appeared in the first comic together.
Yeah.
So we talked about that earlier when they showed the Pied Piper, and I was wondering if they're going to show Grodd or not, and they didn't. Or, I can't remember, did they at the end of the episode hint at it?
No, that wasn't him.
It was like the next one.
Yeah, it was the next one where they...
But in this episode, I mean, if you've seen it, you totally know what happens at the end. It's like they really show Grodd, and he speaks through telepathically, so... Yeah. I mean, it's cool that they made that reference. Their temperature is 10.6, which is... We thought it was 106, but still, I think that was a reference to that.
Yeah, which...
Unless it's episode 1000... I mean, the comic 1006, but I don't think they...
I'm on it.
I don't think they went that far.
But, yeah, we haven't found it anywhere on the internet with some other people saying that, so...
Oh, wow. There's a thing right there. Stein just gets tased, and the general says, the last time I did this was to a gorilla.
Ooh. Do you think that's Grodd?
Definitely Grodd.
No, it's another one.
Yeah, but I didn't catch that.
It's another super intelligent gorilla.
So I know Ronnie's feeling this pain. So they're super linked. Like, if one dies, we're pretty convinced the other will die.
Yeah. Which, I love this. Like,
give me a glass of water!
And then just, like, smashes it and starts cutting into his own arm.
So if all of you are wondering why Professor Stein's mind took over the first firestorm, it's because this is a great scenario of their thinking process.
Yeah.
So to communicate with Stein, Ronnie's absolute first idea is to not get a knife, first of all, but break a glass of water and use this shard of glass to write "where" on his arms in blood. Now,
you gotta say, though, he is smart for thinking of it.
It works, but Stein's approach was far superior. He thought, I should just send him Morse code by tapping with my handcuff. Which completely works and is actually more information. He gets more information from that than where.
Yeah, and this whole the whole like smashing the glass scene really reminds me. And for those of you who've seen Under the Red Hood, when Joker just asks for a cup of water and just smashes it and kills all of Black Mask's bodyguards. So
basically, Stein just Morse codes back 27.
Tap. Yeah.
Saying that he's on like Area 51, he's in Area 27.
Yeah.
Which we should have honestly looked into before this podcast to see if it was another Easter egg.
Oh, I'm on it. You talk for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So right now, Ronnie's getting the Morse code. He's like tap, 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 tap. Basically, tap, tap, 2 taps, and 7 more taps for 27. Which Cisco deciphers. Very enthusiastically, I might add. Like, he's super pumped to do Morse code. So...
Wow, they really had to run far. Area 27 is in Nevada.
That is really far.
Yeah.
Where is Central City supposed to be located?
It's near Cleveland.
Oh, it's Facility 27. not Area 27.
Oh, well,
that could be a difference. But right now they're saying, we gotta go. Ronnie, you can't. You're kind of messed up. He's like, well, what happens if they kill Stein? And then goes, that makes a lot of sense.
True. But if they merge, they're like, there's no coming back from that.
It's a risk.
Yeah.
Later we learn that they have the absolutely best scenario of what could have happened to them happened.
Yeah, they just handshake.
Yeah. I always thought like they would hug or something. It's like, shake my hand and then they
No,
fuse.
it's more so like an arm grab, sort of like handshake sort of thing.
It's kind of like Ronnie pulls Steiny to him. Like the second time they fuse, like it's like a pull. But the first time it's like a touch.
Are we sure? Because I'm going to pay attention to that because it might happen the same way the first time also.
I think they just need contact.
Yeah.
With Adam Spicer on and the intention of fusing.
So what if like Ronnie just punches Stein in the face? Can that fuse him?
I imagine it could.
Okay, cool.
He had the Splicer and they wanted to fuse.
Roundhouse kick. Whoa, firestorm. But Stein is now at Ronnie's feet. Like he's upside down now because he kicked him in the head.
I wonder if they could do an opposite, have Stein be the driver.
I think we might have something along that or something.
I mean, it makes sense that they have to do something super scientific with their powers.
But
so right now they're basically using Ronnie to find Stein, and Stein is getting a gun pulled on him.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that though. Is it went into Ronnie's body because Ronnie is the athletic one between them. But continue.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen, which hadn't happened, I thought the cutscene was about to do it, but the general was going to hold a gun to Stein because they got the Firestorm Matrix from him. They don't need him alive anymore. They isolated it.
He's kind of useless to them.
I'm wondering now, because they isolated it, are they going to get their super soldier they want?
Yeah.
But right now, pulls a gun, aims at his head.
Oh, we don't need you anymore.
You made one mistake. That you think we need you alive.
Duh, duh, duh.
Ronnie
like that is
the
so
Flash.
like a stupid evil line.
And the Flash is super fast. Like he just literally went in there, grabbed him, disappeared. The general could easily think that he vaporized him with his gun.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
What a good gun!
This gun is perfect.
Make more of these. I love this right here. The first time that his training could come to any use. So they shoot an RPG at the Flash. So he runs at it, grabs it, and does the spinning throw it back, but it just explodes in his hand because they anticipated him doing that.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means they know how Barry trains. I mean, how could they know that he would run and try to grab it versus just trying to dodge it?
True.
It seemed too well timed. But basically,
maybe the general has been keeping tabs on them since he knew that Barry was him. Maybe he's had like a drone around.
I would.
Duh.
Definitely. If I had the resource to do it. So
I love this.
Totally not the first time Wells has told Barry to run as the answer to a problem.
And I was talking about how they probably just reused the same graphic. How they just because his face was the same exact expression. This is like the circle was the same exact. So that's just a layer that they extracted from the special effects of the show.
Yeah. It's like they did it before. It's like I just love it when Wells gets all quiet and whispers, "Run, Barry, run!" And it's like, how many times have you told him that? And that be the
That's
answer?
Wells' catchwphrase, though.
Honestly,
dude, you have a catchphrase on our podcast. Why can't Wells?
Yeah, good point.
What's Han and Mel?
Yeah, what's Han and Mel?
I don't know if I should say it every once in a while, or else. Or that's probably just your thing. I'm sorry.
I don't even know.
I shouldn't do that.
So right
now,
now,
so they're just
they
touching
just
barely, and it's just a weirder transformation that time.
Reunited
And it feels so good. Oh, we don't want to get sued.
No, we can't.
We can't sing songs.
Yeah. So right now, Firestorm is finally completed the way everyone wants it to be. Ronnie in charge and Stein giving advice from nowhere right now, but maybe he'll have a ghost face.
Yeah, he's just like, which is what we feel is going to happen. I like how he smashes in and just creates like an atom bomb.
Yeah, he's like the nuclear man, you know?
Yeah, that's his name, just like Scarlet Speedster.
Yeah, so right now, this is where, what was it?
You can see Eiling is holding something behind his back.
No, it was Mark's email. He said that Eiling tricks him twice in the same way with a grenade that goes up in the air. An iron grenade and the spike grenade.
Yeah, the metal sea urchin grenade.
Yeah, metal sea urchin grenade.
I love that. That's Barry's one weakness.
I love before he decides to kill Ronnie, he says, you and Stein are, what's he say, great Americans, or...
Yeah, you've done your country proud.
Fine Americans, yeah, you've done your country proud. It's like...
Time to kill you.
It's not the last thing I want to hear.
Yeah, because if you hear that, that automatically gives you a death sentence. You're right about to die if someone says that to you.
Heck yeah.
You've done your country proud. What?
It looked like Ronnie was honestly about to really mess up the general.
Yeah.
Before Barry kind of intervened and said home, and he's like, yeah.
Fine. I see in Stein's mind, he's just like, kill him. Do it.
Yeah, for real though. It would prevent a lot of problems, but Wells takes care of this.
Dude, how angry is Cisco? Like, this is like the net. It's been so many suits of Cisco's that he's ruined.
Yeah, literally, he must have at least 10 of them stockpiled by now. Just
Yeah.
messed up just suits and then a few like good ones.
He just has to assume, okay, Barry's going out to the field. Just get out the sewing machine.
Give him a suit that looks like patches, like jeans that get torn.
Yeah.
Like, these suits are really expensive. We just can't make you a whole new suit every time. Don't you think they'd get curious why we keep ordering like Flash like suits all the time?
And little Flash emblems.
Yeah. So right now they defuse Stein and Ronnie.
Very bright. It has to be super bright in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they could just they could be together and then unfuse, be together then unfuse.
Like, I don't even know what sensation they have to do to separate, though. Do they have to, like, just pull apart or mental? It just sounds really hard. What?
It's probably like taking a poop.
That's what they do.
Okay, there you go. We're separated now. I've no.
And the other one's just a handshake. Two very opposite things.
Like mentally think about running in two separate directions, like
just be like the Flash, like running, like put a wire around reverse Flash and one around like Flash, and just have them run opposite ways and see who wins. See if they've snapped the wire.
Right here, we kind of have a flash forward, a cut scene where it goes to a little bit more into the future, probably maybe an hour at most.
Yeah,
and
so we're having a time travel.
Stein never reveals any sort of like malice towards Wells. Like, there's no sense that he thinks Wells was the reason he was captured.
Yeah, he just ignores it. He's just like, that Wells guy.
Like, they never bring it up.
He's
they never
interesting.
speak about it. Like, Stein looks actually pretty like nonchalant about all the events that just happened.
He's just like, oh, wow, I just did some stuff. But the thing is, remember, he didn't do any of it. It was all Ronnie. He was just in the mind.
Yeah, he was just basically giving him motivation.
You got this.
You got this. It's a sweet
But the thing
deal
is
for
he
him.
was also telling Ronnie what was behind him. I noticed that.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's like, there's
That's
men
cool.
behind you. And Ronnie turned and there was like a whole like tank.
That's cool. That's super useful. Eyes in the back of your head that no one can see.
Yeah.
Or even really understand, you know? So right now they fuse again, and this looks like more like Ronnie's pulling him in. Or no, it kind of looked more like Ronnie was leaning into Stein.
Yeah. And it's better than them having to like touch fingers and do a little dance.
And then they said, "We love you" to both the women.
Yeah. Good writing. I have to say that. That was a good writing right there.
Good line. Totally makes sense, and it's like not overboard either.
So do you think they're going to hang out a lot and go to Jitters and just hang like her and the...
I don't know. They're at Jitters right now.
Well, it's her and Cisco.
Yeah.
But, like, Cisco's making a reference to Friends right now without saying it's Ross and Rachel.
10 seasons of Ross and Rachel all into one.
They just make nerdy reference on the show, and it's awesome.
It's like they got to. I mean,
They constantly make references of Big Bang Theory with the shirt, but they can never say Big Bang Theory because they reference The Flash so many times in Big Bang Theory.
So, right now, Caitlin's saying, I lost Ronnie again, but it doesn't hurt that bad because it's not like he's dead and they know it's up and Ronnie's fine now.
True.
And Ronnie has superpowers.
You know.
So Iris actually kind of like interviews them in a way. Like she's not
a good reporter.
It's not a friend thing coming up and like, oh, you confused me. Like, you know, you said Midway and Coast City. No, she's straight like questioning Caitlin.
Oh yeah. Is there anything interesting about Midway?
You could tell Caitlin gets the sense though that this is not just a friendly discussion.
Yeah.
Like her face just totally says everything. Like she she looks like a worried.
She's like, what you know? Oh, with Midway, though, that was where Carter Hall and his wife live. That's Hawkman and Hawkgirl. They own a museum out in Midway.
And you also talked about how Firestorm in the comics was from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, originally. And that's where they're headed right now, is there. So, a couple different cities that are referenced only in the DC world.
So, I like this. So, this basically confirms that Barry considers time travel as like the Terminator. He can go back in time and change time, and he won't cease to exist. Because right now he's saying that these pictures are a lesson that him traveling, that he now knows he's supposed to lose, so he can prepare not to lose.
True.
Yeah, because if he thought he was going to cease to exist by saving his mom, he wouldn't be attempting to change it. I mean,
nah.
He wouldn't have.
He's not trying to change it as much as just save his mom, more so.
Yeah. But it's cool that Barry's optimistic about it. That's what I like about the Flash. He can find the silver lining in any situation.
Does Reverse Flash control electricity? Because
possibly
the room started to buzz a little bit.
Maybe. His powers work slightly more different. Like,
yeah.
So right now we enter the sewer. You never guess who's going to show up.
Who's home? Who lives here in the sewer?
Distorted voice. Who am I?
Who am I?
So this is the first time we see Wells legitimately in the suit.
Not a fan. I don't want Wells to be the villain, but I love Wells.
Yeah,
I love
he's definitely the villain.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. We've seen him use his powers. We've seen him look at the suit, but we never seen him wear the suit.
I'm Team Wells, as you all see with the photos of us. I'm the one in the Reverse Flash outfit.
So right there he says, we have an old friend is down here. Yeah, is an old friend of ours, and it's Grodd. Oh, General.
Yeah.
That voice. It's in my head.
Oh my god.
Dear God. Not God. Grodd.
It just like comes out of nowhere.
Grabs him by his left leg and just drags him off like a rag doll. That is just beautiful.
Time to have some fun.
So we don't know if the General's dead or not, really.
Actually, that brings up an interesting thing. Someone posted on the Facebook page, Gary Mazin, actually had to watch the episode twice because the lighting was bad in the room where I was watching the show. I couldn't tell if Grodd was talking to Eileen telepathically or moving his lips. Plus, did Grodd kill him? Now, I don't think he did. I personally think that he's going to use him as a puppet.
It makes a lot of sense, but I was thinking on the course of the episode, because we talked about this before, that he also could eat his brain. Like the same theory that he would have knowledge of the entire 20 years. He said, was it General entered the army at 12? I mean, not 12, 20.
So wow, he had to be really good.
He looks pretty old now, so that would be a huge benefit to him to know all these military things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, a puppet, though, would totally play a good part.
Yeah, and it makes sense because he has so many... Grodd's known for having minions and stuff doing his work.
Are you telling me that the General isn't smart enough to fight a telepath off?
Yeah.
Oh, another fun fact in the comics. The Flash cannot be controlled through his mind.
Interesting.
Because Barry Allen also... He moves that fast, but he also thinks that fast. So a telepath has trouble controlling him because they can't keep up with the sheer speed of his mind.
Interesting. So Simon would be worthless against him.
There was there was comics where Martian Manhunter has trouble with reading the Flash's mind because it moves so fast.
True.
He can just get impressions of what the Flash is thinking, but not the whole picture.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to use that aspect because that's a legit Barry Allen ability.
Yeah. They're probably going to have to do that. When Grodd... They'll have to do it because Grodd's telepathic. He'll come in and start doing that.
I mean, to speak to him is different. Like, even the one where his mood was changed, that's different. But to completely control the Flash, that's where that ability becomes beneficial.
That's very different. Yeah, I can understand that a lot more so. Anything else that we need to talk about in the podcast other than we beat everyone else on the internet to getting an Easter egg?
Yeah, I think the only other thing is that they're going to go on a break.
Yeah, they're going to be going on a break.
Your mouse is really being weird right now.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even notice. Yeah, the show's going to be going on a break, and we're going to be doing a special episode like halfway between the break. So
don't tell them what it is.
I'm not going to tell them what it is yet.
It's a secret.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not telling you yet, but there's something coming.
I dare you guys to guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
You won't guess it.
Yeah. Did you guess it? Okay, probably not. So, we're nerds. We're gonna do it halfway between so that the hiatus doesn't feel that long, and because we know everyone out there is just gonna be on the edge of their seat till the end, till like the next episode comes out. Because the next episode's time travel. This episode ended with Grodd like being.
I truly hate
scene.
this break.
I know. I'm sorry.
It seems so unjust because they already did a mid-season break. To do this again, it's like, come on, really? Like, you're about to end the season. Like, don't do a random break. That's horrible. Unless there's like a huge event that needs to be covered on your station, then no, don't do that.
We don't know. Something might be coming up.
Because then it's going to do it to Arrow too, and it's like...
Well, Arrow is new next week, but there isn't a new episode of Flash next week, so we know that one day there's going to be a couple week break for Arrow. So sorry everyone if this is the first time you're thinking about that.
Because Barry Allen will enjoy the first Tuesday in a long time that nothing happens.
Yeah, he'll have it. He'll have that week to himself, and then Arrow is just like that Flash.
So other than that, I don't know if there's anything else we should say to everyone.
Well, to join the discussion, you can follow us on Facebook at. I can't read it.
Facebook.com/groups.
Yeah, Facebook.
Speedforce
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah, do that.
Sorry.
Phil's still my glasses are going to be here by the next episode, so I will be able to see the TV.
And always remember that you can follow us on Twitter it's at Speedforce Pod.
Yeah.
So not Speedforce Podcast.
Because that's too long. You just type in Speedforce Pod and it just ends.
This billion-dollar company can't afford extra letters.
3 more letters. That's all we need. But for us here at Speedforce, I'm Phil.
And I'm Anthony. Ride the
lightning.
lightning.
Into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it. I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around, cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.
TV shows The Flash. So this morning, he's with a couple of local college students who love the show as much as he does. Are we sure about this? Maybe even more than you.
Graduated
You
finally.
guys graduated high school. I kept saying you're high school students. I'm sorry, you look so young. I thought you were in high school. Plus, our photog met you out and about someplace.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, these guys are so cool. They're in high school. I'm like, so we blame him.
He met us at Shep's Bar and Grill out in Lodi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you guys were doing the wing contest.
Yes. Okay, so please introduce yourselves. You are?
I'm Phil Maynard. Yeah,
so my name's Anthony Hernandez. We just do the Flash podcast together.
Yeah.
Phil's been doing it a little bit longer than I did because he worked at Zion National Park for a while.
Okay.
And I couldn't commute for the podcast for that.
Yeah, that's in Utah.
Yeah, that is quite a commute.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a thing. Okay, so you guys have been into this even before it started, right?
Yeah, he's been fan of the Flash for since the Justice League show?
Yeah, since I was a little kid, I love the Flash.
So in the episode where Barry shows up in Starling City, we knew from right then that when he got his own show that we were going to do a podcast for this, and that's how we started doing it.
I got to say, I love your podcast. You
Thanks.
guys, I watch the show religiously. I love it. You know, we got the Cody Flash Month thing going. But I like listening to your podcast because you guys really go into all the Easter eggs and stuff that I'm not picking up.
Yeah.
You guys always have it.
My goal is to make sure that for those who don't know all the history behind the comics, to make sure that by the end of the episode, you get all the jokes that they made, all the references, so everyone is on the same page.
The pace of the show, we were just talking about this before my TV show so rudely interrupted us. We were talking about the pace of it. I was surprised when it first came on. I mean, I thought it was going to be good. And I love the Flash too. I've always loved the Flash. But the pace of it, I mean, they're not holding anything back. They're not stretching this out. They're just gone. They're gone.
They're just establishing every character this season crazy fast, just throwing them at you. I love it, though. We were talking about it in the podcast, or maybe it was right before it, but we're saying how it's fast-paced and it's also the Flash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's as fast as the Flash.
Okay, so we're about to do some time travel. Are you guys excited about time travel?
2 episodes
excited.
till we get to the time travel. Next episode is, what episode was that coming up? I know the 2 episodes is going to be where I think is reported that he goes back to the first episode and fights the Weather Wizard again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, this is why I listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
I'm always learning stuff from you guys, and I'm constantly not working because I'm looking at Flash stuff.
And
this is great.
And then in a couple episodes after that, I believe, is when we get the Grodd episode finally.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
That's going to be so awesome.
I'm really pumped about that. I'm hoping, though, he uses the treadmill to time travel like they did in the
they're
comics.
going to have to use the cosmic treadmill. They brought it in the first episode, so it makes sense that they continue to use that.
I would like everybody to like your Facebook page.
Yeah.
What is the Facebook page called?
Well, you could go to just the straight URL is facebook.com/groups/Speedforce podcast.
Okay.
And that's how you can find us on Facebook. Or you just Google or just go in the search bar on Facebook, Speedforce Podcast, and you should see a really good artwork made by our graphic design friend, Mel Jones.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick of a time-honored tradition. What's Han and Mel?
It's his catchphrase on the podcast.
If you listen to the podcast, we always give a shout out to Mel.
Right.
He's helped us out since the beginning, been a loyal fan.
Yeah.
That's
Just
awesome.
friended me on Facebook, very proud of that.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, you got a present for me. Thank you very much.
As I wear the Professor Zoom's shirt, he wears Flash shirt, and now you have the CW
Excellent.
Flash.
Thank you very much.
Since you're the leader of the Cody Flash mob.
I don't know if I'm the leader. I'm just in it.
Well, it has your name in it.
Thanks. It's nice to finally meet you guys. I appreciate it. Seriously,
Definitely.
the podcast is great.
Thanks.
If you're into the Flash, you got to listen to it because these guys really break it down like nobody's business. All right, back to you, Mel.
All right, good. Thanks. It's an interior design.